Hey, what's up? It's Monday. I just did a live stream and then the audio was not connected. That's the second time I've done that. So it's a little late. We're going to run through this pretty quick. We're having a case of Groundhog Day. Crude is now negative 6% because over the weekend we had the US-Iran talks resuming. So this is now the fourth de-escalation in 2 weeks. and the premium keeps rebidding. XLY is negative 1%, while crude is negative 6%. So we're seeing that the difference there is looks like we're getting priced in, and it's pretty interesting to see that this is basically like Groundhog Day from last week. Let's go through some of the stuff going on this morning. BMY is surging pre-market, and it looks like it's going to get closer to the April 2023 levels. And the March 2025 levels now are retested. So this is going to be a 15-minute watcher for us. If you've been on the live stream following last week, we were on the US dollar Norwegian krone. We shorted that, closed it over the weekend. I wake up this morning and it retraced everything. The volume's a little indecisive for me, so I'm kind of waiting it out. But the 4 hours catching a serious bid. As Brent slumps 6%, the supply-demand shift is shifting. So 1 week we're short, next week we're long, potentially. It's just the way it goes. This is an interesting little macro lesson here, right? So I'll wake up. XLY had moved over 3% with high volume on Friday, and Friday was pretty flat. And now it's up close to 1% pre-market. But if you peek into the sector and you look at what the basket holds, 23% is weighted at Amazon and 15% Tesla. And Amazon had a 15% move on Friday. So if you take Amazon out, consumer names were red on that day. So what's the lesson here? Cap-weighted sector ETFs always take out the big single day movers against the top 2 to 3 holders, and that'll give you the real move there. So if you just looked at this, you might say, oh, this is high volume, this is great, I might get into it. But I'm looking for this to be possible rebalancing and then just fade. If you look at the currency pairs, we have a high volume pullback on British pound US dollar. That's not looking too great. Energy-driven gilts outperform, and the BOE pushes back on immediate rate hikes. So this is potentially a good short opportunity. And if you look at the longer term, we might just see this slam into July 15th levels and then slam back down. I don't know. USDJPY is rose into resistance on lower volume. This is they're just handing you the short. And US-Japan intervention, I see this shorting all the way down to the February 26 levels, and we're just going to see how this plays out at market open here. And let's see, EURUSD. We're showing a pullback, 4 hour testing the June 18th levels, and it could be the June 17th levels at 159. So I thought there was another chart with that, but apparently not. If we look at, I think that's about it. Let's go to SignalDeck. Let's check what the market is looking like last week and this morning. I'm going to check what this is about. So we just had, okay, here are USDs popping off. So it looks like it's going into what we consider a long here, and then probably got stopped out. We'll see what happens with that. We also had some movement. Let's check this out real quick. And then Now we already followed the live stream. I did the live stream, I managed the book, and we had some movement. I'm not going to go through the book again since we already went through all of that. What I'm watching this morning is the BMW. I am watching the ECO. That looks to be, we were looking at a daily close above 59.65 level. We had that Friday, and we're up pre-market considerably. So I'm just going to do a 15-minute wait on that and see what happens there. And then what else we got? We had moved our CERT position to stop just a little bit. We're seeing consolidation on that. So we moved that up a little bit. We're still, this thesis is still sound on that. And then if you look at our IDT position, we're seeing some pullback. And we had a stop on it, looks like testing that July 31st level from July 24th. That's what it was testing. So this looks to be a healthy pullback. We just have price targets pretty high up. It looks to be pretty close. We had targeted, we were looking at Visa, and with their earnings, I'm putting a line in the sand on June 25th, or the June 2025 levels. And if we see a daily close above that, then that could be a blue sky territory. And then I need to check on this EUFN. We're seeing a breakout on that range. I had a bar there, so it makes me think I bought it, but I can't find it in my book. So I need to hunt around for that. And we're either in that position or we're going to watch it on the 15. So I just got to figure that out basically. And we'll kind of go from there to see what kicks off on it. So yeah, we had a live stream. It just kind of didn't work. So this is kind of a short one this morning, but we're going to see if we can make any money on the JPY carry trade as that kind of unwinds. And then we're going to look into moving some stops a little bit. We have a couple plays that we're looking at this morning, but just kind of sitting around. We have the JOLTS report tomorrow, and then we have the PMI report at 10 a.m. So just kind of hanging out, watching a couple morning movers and seeing if there's any action there. Otherwise, yeah, not a lot going on.